Hey guys, welcome to another video for the POCO X3 Pro. That is correct. This is a wonderful device, and till now this was my main phone, and now you know my main personal device is the Mi 11X, but that didn't stop me from using Xperience Rom with lib kernel on my personal phone for 3 to 4 days and give you guys a review about it. You are right, this is a complete review of this amazing combo. But before we get into that, if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the notification bell icon so that you get notified every time I upload a video. In the description of each video you will find a link to our Telegram community where we have more than 1,000 members chatting with each other about ROMs, recoveries and all the other things, so you can join us there. Last but not the least, if you think the hard work is worth the effort, please click on the join button and support the channel. Now without further ado, hello awesome people, welcome to PhoneOps. My name is Kailash. Let's get going. Alright, now a small request before we actually begin the complete review. 80% of the views on this channel are coming from people who have watched the content but not subscribed. It doesn't cost you anything. We are just requesting you to please subscribe and hit the notification bell icon so that we can grow and we can add more phones and we can review and bring even better content for you guys. So if you've not, please do subscribe. It really helps us. Now, what do we have here? We have the Xperience project for the POCO X3 Pro. This variant right here is the 6128 Indian variant codenamed Bhima, right? Now, what do we have? Device changelog, updated Yuki kernel, added new optimizations for ARM v8 2A DOT PROD. Honestly, I don't know what that means. Merge July ASB, show notification for unknown battery state, merge tag, this fixed an issue with Bluetooth. This would turn on in each device after reboot. Move to user build, now passes safety net without Magisk, performance improvements, right? That's about the ROM. That's the changelog. Now if you talk about the build, that this is slightly old. This is 11th of July 2021, so I have been using it since the last 3 to 4 days, and the kernel of my choice was lib personal as recommended by Wolf, because he's one of our lead testers and he keeps testing a lot of stuff on this. So thanks for the recommendation, because I enjoyed this, and I believe by the time this video is out, the live stream for this particular combo would already be there on the channel, so you can go ahead and check that out. Now, where do we start? We start at the forefront of the ROM when it comes to a ROM review for each and every device. The moment you boot your phone for the first time after flashing this ROM, you will be greeted with this Xperience project wallpaper, which in my opinion is okay. It looks pretty decent. To the left you do have Google Discover, and for those who have been complaining, this time I am making a video with dark theme off. I used to, always keep dark theme because I used to think that it is easier for you guys to see, but let's see how this video goes. So Google Discover, as you can see, pretty fluid, pretty solid, pretty smooth there. No problem whatsoever, no stutters, no jitters. Now this is what I like. Although this is a Snapdragon 860 device and a 120Hz display, I like the smoothness and fluidity on this. I'm really excited for the Mi 11X to get unlocked and then see similar magic on that device as well. Over here, of course, you have your app drawer, and from the top to bottom, you have your quick tiles. Now, if you press and hold over here, and if you go to home settings, you have developer options, certain changes that you can make there. You can change the icon pack. You have an option to show Google app, allow home screen rotation, enable, disable that. You have an option for notification dots. That's about it. So the launcher over here itself is pretty basic, not too many customization options, but that's completely fine by me. I don't really have an issue because it serves the purpose, and I did not feel the need of changing the launcher because it works just fine for me. Now over here you have your applications as always, and there's this sort of red and white theme going on, so that's pretty neat. You do have a few notification tiles or quick tiles, whatever you want to call it, over here, right? And if you go to edit, you do have quite a lot of them, like 8 to 10 of them. You have battery saver, invert colors, screen record. Let's go with screen record. You have caffeine as well, switch data card, bedtime mode, and some other third-party quick tiles. Right now, if you talk about the screen recorder over here, it does allow you to record audio and microphone, but apart from this, show touches on the screen. So it doesn't really have a lot of options, and the moment you click on record screen, there you go, record screen. So you'll get a timer over here and it starts screen recording. Now even after that, you would notice that there is no stutter, there is no jitter, it is as smooth as it can be. So this is a proof that screen recording doesn't really trouble this combo, and it quickly gets ready as well. You can go ahead and share it or delete it or do whatever you want with that. Right now, along with this, if you go to settings and if you go to about, you go to the Android version number, that's 11. You get this beautiful look of the Xperience project, and Android version of course is 11. This is your Easter egg. You do have your cat game as well. And if we talk about the kernel, we are using lib kernel yu personal. That is the latest version. SE Linux status is enforcing, and as I said earlier, safety net passes out of the box. So you will have absolutely no problem at all using your banking applications. DRM info says that L1 certification is working just fine. I've tried Netflix, I've tried Amazon Prime HD, and everything works as expected. So two most important factors for a lot of people who want a ROM for daily driver, well, your L1 is taken care of and your safety net is taken care of, so you will really not have any problems. Now you do see that I have BGMI, I do have Call of Duty Mobile, I have a few benchmark applications. But first things first, when you boot this ROM for the first time, you absolutely have very few applications. That means this ROM boots de-bloated, which means it is good for battery life, it is good for your performance. There is not a lot of resource that is being used by background applications. That is the reason this ROM has been great for me. But there are certain things like the UI or the launcher which are not the best. So you can go ahead and change the launcher but not the UI. But I've not experienced any stutters or any issues at all when it comes to the UI sluggishness and stuff like that. So I'm pretty okay with that. But there is one thing that I have kept the minimum refresh rate as 120 Hz. Right now, this phone definitely has a big battery, and I don't see a problem in keeping it always on 120 Hz. I would rather prefer smoothness over one stutter a day. That is how particular I am about smoothness. Having used an iPad in the past, an iPhone in the past, I really want to see the Androids get there, even if it takes, I don't know, 1000 Hz of display. Let's get smooth and let's get going, because these are almost flagship grade devices or upper mid-range devices that we are talking about. Right, so that aside, as I said, if I show you over here, you go to display, you go to advanced, you will see that the minimum refresh rate and the maximum refresh rate, I've kept both of them to 120 Hz, which gives you a clear view of how smooth this particular ROM is. The recents is your classic Android 11 recents. The gesture recognition is absolutely spot on. It works just fine. You have your usual screenshot feature. You can edit, delete, and do things over there. Right now, apart from this, you have your clear all option over here at the bottom, which allows you to close all the applications. Right, so you don't have your 3-finger gesture. We will check in the gestures option if we actually have that or not. Now, talking about the complete review, it will be important for you to know how is the network and connectivity. Alright, so when you're going to talk about the network and connectivity of this particular ROM, it's pretty good. As you can see over here, I have full Wi-Fi coverage. Unfortunately, I don't have a SIM card right now because I've installed the SIM card in the Mi 11X. But while I was using it, I did not have any issues with the connectivity. Voice over Wi-Fi has been working absolutely fine. Carrier video calling is something I have not tried and I don't use much. I use Google Duo. So maybe you can give it a try and let me know in the comments section. Now moving on, as I said, the Wi-Fi 5 GHz, 2.4 GHz, everything has been working absolutely fine. And if you go to Wi-Fi settings, you do have all the advanced options of Android 11 like disconnect and auto reconnect and stuff like that. So all those features are working as expected. Now moving on, you do have connected devices, apps and notifications, all your usual stuff from Android 11 which you get in custom ROMs. The next thing that you see over here is battery, and the important part over here is thermal profiles. So this is something really neat, and if you have a look over here, Battlegrounds India or BGMI or PUBG, it has a dedicated gaming mode, so you can set the touch sensitivity and stuff like that. So it does definitely have thermal profiles. How well does it perform? Well, I did a live stream yesterday and you can go ahead and check that out. It performs pretty good. Now moving on, the battery life on this device is pretty insane. It's pretty good in this particular ROM. The charging itself is pretty good. It doesn't give you complete 33 watt charging. It gives you between 27 to 30 watts of charging, which according to me is a pretty sweet deal. So as far as battery backup is concerned, concerned, you will not really have any problem. Now moving on, if you talk about display, you have dark theme and all the other options, styles and wallpapers for customization, screen timeout, screen off animations, something really nice, colors, boosted, natural, saturated, you have that option as well. And you can set the minimum refresh rate all the way from 30 Hz to 120 Hz, right? So that option is available as well. Double tap to wake is there, and you do have a lock screen customization over here, in which if you further go to advanced settings, you do have these pickup, hand wave and all these gestures or these motion sensing gestures, and you have status bar customization as well. Now moving on, you have sound customization, in which if you go to advanced, you do have the direct sound enhancer, but as you can see over here, for some reason it is working. Yeah, so sometimes it, okay, whatever happened there. So yeah, direct sound enhancer is giving me some trouble. Okay, at least for the first 2 times. Yeah, once again it is giving me some trouble. Let's see if it works this time. Yeah, so maybe 2 or 3 times you have to go ahead and try to enable it, and then it'll work fine. So sound profiles and everything else is completely okay. When we talk about the screen security or the phone security, you do have the device certified by Google Play, you have fingerprint working absolutely okay, and you have face unlock working like a charm. So no issues at all when it comes to security, right? I don't see an app lock option over here, so unfortunately that is missing. And as I said earlier, if you go to about phone and if you click on Android version, there you have it, all the information you need. And as I said earlier, you have this ROM which boots really light. You don't really have a lot of applications. So Xperience Rom plus lib personal. Now I was using 1.1.9. I would recommend you to use 1.1.8 because this 1.1.9 has some stability issues, but in terms of gaming, my experience has been excellent. Let me also show you quickly some benchmark numbers, because I did run benchmarks. So we have Geekbench and we have Antutu as well. So when we talk about the benchmarks, we have a couple of benchmark applications. I did not run the CPU throttle test, but if you have a look at Antutu over here, the score is pretty decent, 601,762. And if we move on to Geekbench over here and you go to history, 762 and 2520. Now the multi-core score is less compared to Yap on the 855, and this is the 860. So funny things is what custom ROMs give you. And if you have a look, the scrolling animations, the speed, the smoothness is there. The app launch animations are just great. The recents menu works as expected, as you can see. And to be honest, while I was gaming yesterday, I did not experience a lot of heating or throttling and stuff like that. So in fact, I tried gaming in 90 FPS. The entire stream was in 90 FPS and it was working just fine. So if you have a POCO X3 Pro, you can definitely try Xperience Rom with the lib kernel. The version and the link is mentioned in the description. Let me know in the comment section what do you think about this combo and what do you think about this video. Until the next one, this is Kailash signing off at PhoneOps. Keep smiling. Take care. Goodbye.